Welcome to this explainer. If you want to understand the absolute cutting edge of architectural graphics, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to dive deep into the data provided by East Coast Mural Pros and completely rethink how we approach commercial surfaces and lifecycle costs. We've synthesized the latest industry intelligence to give you a true expert-level masterclass on a technology that is quietly making traditional wall coverings obsolete. So let's just get right into it. Why are we still putting giant stickers on commercial walls? Seriously. Facilities managers, workplace teams, architects, you guys are dealing with these massive demanding commercial spaces. And yet the industry is incredibly still relying on outdated adhesive technology. Every single square foot of a commercial interior communicates something, right? Brand, culture, wayfinding, safety. But the tools most teams use to execute this just haven't kept pace with operational realities. We're essentially slapping huge stickers on walls and, just hoping they survive in high-traffic environments. To really master this subject, we're going to quickly break this explainer down into the legacy wall graphics problem, meet the direct-to-wall printing solution, do the ultimate material comparison, check out some real-world applications, and then wrap up with the seamless installation process. All right, part 1, the wall graphics problem. Traditional vinyl and wallpaper fail in highly predictable and, frankly, super frustrating ways. If you've ever walked down a hospital corridor or a university hallway, you know exactly what I mean. You get that awful edge lift from carts hitting the corners, bubbling adhesives from temperature shifts, or those fraying seams that just completely ruin a high-end architectural aesthetic. And when these materials fail, it's not a quick fix. You're dealing with trapped dust, potential off-gassing from adhesives, and lengthy, disruptive replacement cycles. It's basically an endless, exhausting rip-and-replace cycle that constantly drains your maintenance budget. Which brings us to part 2. Meet direct-to-wall printing. So what is this exactly? The crucial takeaway here is that it's a completely seam-free, adhesive-free process powered by mobile printing systems. Instead of fabricating graphics in a shop and shipping bulky panels to your building, a mobile wall printing system is brought right into your space. It calibrates to your wall and prints high-resolution, museum-grade imagery directly onto the surface. It treats the graphic like an integrated part of the architecture itself, rather than just some applied layer waiting to peel off. And here's where it gets really cool. You aren't just limited to perfectly smooth, primed drywall anymore. Direct-to-wall printing works on CMU, raw concrete, and even brick. By ditching the adhesives, which, let's be honest, notoriously fail on textured surfaces anyway, we turn raw, unfinished substrates into premium design features. It's an absolute game changer for how architects and designers can plan their spaces. Let's move to part 3, the ultimate material comparison. Let's look at the hard data. When we stack up the side-by-side performance data, the lifecycle ROI of direct-to-wall is literally undeniable. Think about it. Vinyl and wallpaper are super vulnerable to tears, and those seams trap grime. Direct-to-wall, it's completely abrasion-resistant and seam-free. More importantly, it withstands harsh hospital-grade cleaners without degrading. And at the end of its life, you don't need chemical strippers or drywall repair. It is literally just paint over ready. But from an expert consultative perspective, the real advantage isn't just the material itself, it's the operational logistics. Eliminating the nightmare of off-site panel fabrication totally preserves your schedule certainty. With legacy methods, you're stuck panelizing files, shipping massive tubes, staging materials, and inevitably waiting on rush reprints when things get damaged or miscut in transit. On-site production means real-time calibration on the wall, zero missing panels, and immediate course correction. The graphic is produced exactly where it needs to live. And, ditching those legacy materials compounds at scale to deliver massive sustainability and ESG wins for institutional owners. We're talking zero PVC films, zero adhesives emitting VOCs. You're drastically cutting shipping emissions because you aren't trucking heavy physical panels across the country. You're just transmitting a digital file and bringing a printer. Plus, that paint over end of life, it completely eliminates the bulky landfill waste you get from tearing down hundreds of square feet of old vinyl. Okay, part 4, real-world commercial applications, because we definitely need to see the receipts. 120. That number represents a massive logistical triumph. A national specialty retailer used this exact technology for a brand-consistent refresh across 120 stores right before their peak holiday shopping season. If they had used traditional vinyl, that would have been a total nightmare of shipping delays and mismatched panels across different store layouts. By moving production on-site and using centrally approved digital files, this brand nailed perfect color and design consistency nationwide. And the absolute kicker here? The stores stayed completely open for business. The work happened before opening or after close. They achieved a totally unified look with zero reprint waste, drastically reducing the install time required per location. And we see this success translating across literally every major sector. Take healthcare, for example. A 5-hospital network printed their wayfinding graphics overnight, eliminating the protruding signs and peeling vinyl that catch contaminants. That led to a direct drop in maintenance tickets. Higher education? 14 campus buildings used a subscription model to cycle through photoreal donor stories, simply painting over the old ones at the end of the academic year. And in commercial real estate, landlords are executing floor-by-floor aesthetic upgrades between tenant showings without the delays of traditional millwork or permitting. This technology scales so effortlessly. Finally, let's wrap up with part 5, the seamless installation process. Let me demystify this workflow for you, because it's engineered specifically for occupied buildings. It kicks off with a quick site evaluation and minor surface prep. Then, design coordination and on-site calibration to your exact wall geometry. After that, the on-site production happens in coordinated passes. Since there's no sanding or messy adhesive application, there is absolutely no negative air or dust control required. And because the energy-efficient system cures the high-res ink instantly as it prints, you move straight to step 4, immediate turnover. Under 5 hours. Just let that sink in for a second. Delivering an architectural-scale, museum-grade visual in under 5 hours. This ensures minimal disruption for your tenants, your staff, or your patients. You don't have to close off a corridor for 3 days while glue dries or while a crew fights with misaligned wallpaper seams. The equipment rolls in, the graphic is printed directly onto the substrate, and the space is handed back to you that exact same day. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. When you're planning your next major site refresh, tenant turnover, or campus upgrade, ask yourself, why on earth would you settle for outdated, peeling materials that just drain your maintenance budget? Direct-to-wall technology offers a fundamentally superior, high-performing, and sustainable surface. It's time to stop applying temporary fixes to permanent spaces, right? Thank you so much for joining us for this expert explainer, and we really hope you walk away ready to totally modernize your approach to commercial interiors.